SEK-Surebond, the industry leader in premium hardscape accessory products for almost a quarter of a century. Welcome. SEK-Surebond recognized that many hardscape contractors were becoming increasingly frustrated with hazing caused by polymeric sand. To that point, many of these contractors gave up using polymeric sand altogether. It's time to come back to polymeric sand with PolySweep by SEK-Surebond. In a recent survey of contractors that use polymeric sand on a regular basis, the majority of them confirmed having hazing caused by the polymeric sand on some projects. Most of the hazing issues reported then required the contractor to go back and fix the problem, almost always at the contractor's expense. The time and expense required to repair these issues must be considered when estimating the total cost of a project when bidding a job. Additionally, the time you and your crews spend repairing polymeric sand hazing is time you're not spending selling and installing new work. Now, there is no reason to put up with polymeric sand hazing on any of your hardscape installations. 3 years ago, SEK-Surebond introduced a revolutionary solution to the polymeric sand market. We call it PolySweep. Formulated specifically to address the hazing problem that other products are susceptible to, PolySweep has been contractor tested and approved on thousands of projects all over North America to provide solid performance in joint stabilization without the expense of callback issues associated with hazing. It's time to stop settling and time to switch to the most contractor-friendly polymeric sand on the market today, PolySweep. In this video, we will be demonstrating the recommended installation technique for PolySweep. As you will soon see, PolySweep is easy to install and will provide long-lasting professional results. PolySweep uses advanced polymer technology to ensure superior strength and durability. PolySweep contains no Portland cement, often the cause of hazing. Once cured, PolySweep forms a strong, flexible joint resistant to cracking. PolySweep prevents the erosion of sand from the joints. PolySweep inhibits weed growth and deters insects between pavers. Now that you know a little bit more about PolySweep, the ultimate paving stone sand joint stabilizer, let us show you how easy it is to apply and achieve long-term results that will maintain your hardscape for years. The weather conditions must be your first consideration in the installation process. Prior to installation, it is important the pavement surface and joints are completely dry. Check the local forecast and make sure there is no rain expected for at least 12 hours post-installation. Also, the temperature is important. PolySweep should only be installed while the ambient air temperature is expected to be above 45 degrees Fahrenheit for at least 4 hours prior and 8 hours after installation. Because this product contains no Portland cement, the curing process for PolySweep could take up to 24 hours based on temperature and humidity level. Cool, damp, and overcast conditions will slow the rate at which PolySweep sets up. Over the top of properly compacted pavers, distribute a bag of PolySweep evenly over a 50 to 75 square foot area. This is the typical coverage rate for PolySweep, although coverage will vary depending on joint width and depth. With a broom, sweep PolySweep into the joints until they are completely full. Do not use any filler material. PolySweep should be used for the full depth of the paver joint. Avoid sweeping PolySweep over great distances, as this could cause separation of the sand and polymers. Run a vibrating plate compactor over the pavers to allow the vibrations to settle the sand particles and eliminate voids in the joint sand. Sweep any additional PolySweep required to fill the joints to within 1/8 inch of the top of the paver. Do not overfill the joint, as this could cause unwanted particles to end up on the top of the paver surface. Use the vibrating plate compactor once again to perform the final compaction and settling of PolySweep. Using a broom, thoroughly sweep off any excess PolySweep from the paver surface. Holding a leaf blower at a slight angle and running at a slow idle, blow off any excess sand or dust from the pavers. Be careful not to remove any sand from the joints during this step. Starting at one end of the project, using a garden hose or tank sprayer, Gently spray a fine mist of water over the entire surface and joints to activate the polymers. We recommend working in an area not greater than 500 square feet at a time during the activation step. Allow the joints to absorb the water for approximately 5 minutes and then mist again. Repeat 1 or 2 more times, gradually adding more water volume in these final applications. Be certain to add enough water to saturate the entire sand joint. While it is important not to apply too much water so quickly so as to flood the pavers or allow sand to float out of the joints and onto the paver surface, care must be taken to add enough water to the joints to saturate the entire depth of the jointing sand. You can check this by removing the sand from the joint using a small screwdriver and inspecting the material to make sure it is saturated the entire depth. Any material removed for inspection can be replaced into the joint. If you are installing PolySweep on a dimpled or textured surface paver, SEK-Surebond recommends back rolling the surface with a slit foam roller to remove any excess moisture or residue that may have settled into the valleys of the paver surface. For an even faster install, you can activate the polymers in PolySweep using any of SEK-Surebond's joint stabilizing sealers. Instead of water, simply apply the Surebond Sealer per your normal sealer installation technique and allow the sealer to soak into the joint sand. The combination of PolySweep and Surebond sealers results in quicker setup of the sand and increased strength and durability of the joint. PolySweep is recommended for joints up to 3/4 of an inch. For natural stone installations with joints between 3/4 of an inch and 4 inches, we recommend using PolySweep X-Treme Wide Joint. PolySweep X-Treme Wide Joint's russet brown color is perfect for natural stone projects. Please consult the PolySweep technical literature for detailed instructions and recommendations. For more information about this product and all other SEK-Surebond products, call our customer support team at 800-932-3343 or visit our website at sek.us.com.